Hi guys, I'm Maddie. I'm the songwriting leader at Hurst Music Club. So I've decided that this isn't going to be as such a lesson, but more I'm just going to share a few tips that can help if you're feeling stuck or you're going through a block with songwriting or you just don't know where to start. So one of the first things I'd think about if you're feeling stuck is, do you write chords or melody first? I know that I write chords first and then fit a melody around that. So sometimes it's good to just change it up a bit, try it the other way around. As much as I write chords first, I've actually written some of my favourite songs by coming up with the melody first and writing the chords around that. One of the things that I know a lot of people get stuck on is writing the lyrics. And if you're anything like me, I have pages and pages and pages on my laptop, on my phone, full of lyrics. And it can be really, really confusing and overwhelming. So one of the things I like to do is make a spider diagram, and in the middle of your spider diagram, just sort of write what you want the subject of the song to be about. So say for instance you wanted it to be a happy song, and you put that in the middle like this, and then coming off you find all of your lyrics that you've written on your phone or your laptop, go through them, highlight the ones that you think are relevant to the song, and then once you're finished you have a whole page full of lyrics that would be appropriate for your song, and it's really, really useful. So one of the things that I like to do if I'm feeling stuck writing lyrics is a little exercise where you get a pen, piece of paper, and you set a timer on your phone for 1 minute, and you just write anything that comes into your head. The whole idea of this exercise is the pen doesn't leave the paper. It doesn't matter what you're writing, you just keep writing. And then at the end of the exercise, you look back and you highlight all the words, all the sentences that you quite like. It's really interesting what comes up. So another thing that I know a lot of people get stuck with, I get stuck with this a lot, is when you come up with a chord progression, you're in the zone, you want to write a song, but you don't have the lyrics for it. So what I like to do is just take the lyrics of another song and create your own melody with it. This really helps because you don't want to stop that creative process once you're in that zone. It's really annoying having to stop and then sit down and think of some lyrics. I think with lyrics, you just have to remember that it is really tricky, and for some people it doesn't come naturally or it can be a really long process, but there are poets out there who spend months and years writing, you know, this one poem. They will gather all of their lyrics and they'll highlight parts, they'll write paragraphs and paragraphs and pick out the bits that they like. I heard a podcast with a poetry teacher, and he said, you know, I tell all my students that if you want to write a good poem, you need to be writing every day and highlighting and picking out those bits that you like. Obviously, don't stress yourself out, you don't have to be writing every day, but the point is, for a lot of people, it doesn't just come like that when you're writing a song. For me, it takes a long time, especially to accurately represent the way that you're feeling, and that's not a bad thing. So in terms of melody, what I like to do is I'll find a chord progression and just forget about lyrics, because like I said, that can really interrupt the creative process. Just sing some oohs and ahs and just come up with as many melodies as you can and record it on your phone and take a little break and listen to them back and think and be like, sort of like the lyrics, highlight which bits that you like and be like, I like that actually, I'm going to revisit that. So one thing that I like to do to practice getting good at writing a melody is take an instrumental track of like your favourite song and try and make your own melody over that. It's really tricky and really challenging because once you've got that melody ingrained in your head, it's really hard to come up with a new one, and that's really good practice for songwriting. It helps if you get stuck on songs because it gives you the ability to think at chords from a different way and come up with different melodies that you wouldn't normally try. So lastly, record literally anything that comes into your head. I have hundreds and hundreds of voice notes on my phone, and at the time I'm like, oh, I probably won't even use that, you know. But then I like to sit down and I'll revisit those, and a lot of them you listen back and you're like, wait, that's actually a really good idea. So next time you're in that songwriting mood and you're a bit stuck, you can revisit past ideas and work on those instead. So when it comes to chord writing, I quite like, if I'm ever feeling stuck, I'm normally write on the piano. That's like my safe instrument. I can play a bit of guitar, I'm not very good, but I do like to change it up every now and then because I feel like I write completely differently on a guitar to piano. So it's quite nice if you're feeling a bit stuck to just change it up a bit. Another thing that I found really helped my songwriting was listening and just learning as many songs as I can on piano, because you learn more chords, you learn what chords sound good with each other. And I'm not saying, you know, steal somebody else's chords, but, you know, take inspiration from, you know, your favourite artist's songs. So the last thing I'd say for melody is don't try and be too elaborate if that's not your thing. I do that a lot. Sometimes it works, sometimes I just end up getting stuck and frustrated. A really good video to look up actually is the Axis of Awesome 4 chords. I've written it down here. I don't know if you can see that or read my writing, but it basically shows you that some of the most popular and famous pop songs in history were written just using these 4 chords, and it just shows you that you don't need anything spectacular to write a good song. So just a couple of things to finish off. I would say don't compare yourself to other artists. Chances are you are going to sound similar to somebody out there because we take inspiration from people. But the more you develop your songwriting skills and the more you practice, the more you'll generate your own individuality. And when you're stuck, don't doubt yourself. You will probably go through phases like I do. I get in such a rut sometimes because I songwrite every day and nothing comes to me, but that's fine. You will be able to songwrite again and it will be okay. So thanks for listening, guys, and good luck with your songs.